Sevgili YouTube, Şarlatan bölümünü oynuyoruz şu anda. Yanlışlıkla girdim. Yanlışlıkla girdiğim bir sahnede böyle bir sahne çıktı. Evet, muhtemelen şarlatan görevini yapıyoruz şu anda. Görev atladık, ne yapalım?
A file only costs a few coins, and well worth it to make your life shiny and new again.
Allah Allah, şarlatana bak.
Everything, your potion, everything, absolutely everything, except the mana cord, of course. That being said, it is known that those in top health resist the mana cord best of all. They don't throw away this chance. Think of all the pains that this potion could help you avoid. You are right. It's a deal. I'm gonna take two. There's a man that knows a good deal when he sees one. Hurry now. There won't be enough for everyone.
Bu da kendi adamı kesin. Evet, şarlatanı bul görevini yapıyoruz sevgili YouTube. Sevgili YouTube. Hadi bir konuşalım bakalım. Hey şarlatan.
In all honesty, I haven't made up my mind yet. I want to be certain that I'm not dealing with a charlatan.
In this day and age, I can't blame you. What might I do to convince you?
Are there any nasty side effects with this remedy of yours?
There are none. You will feel nothing but an intense sense of...
Nasıl hiçbir şey hissetmeyeceğim lan?
Will you drink one of your potions to prove your good faith?
Of course. I take a little sip every morning. But as I'm in perfect health, you won't be able to verify the improvement in my condition. But if it helps you make up your mind, give me just a moment. There now. As you see, I am still in excellent condition.
Come on now. I saw you take that vial out of your pocket. Nothing proves that it's the same potion that you sell to your clients.
As a man of science, I consider skepticism a remarkable quality. But in your case, it is not skepticism, but blindness.
We need to steal one of these potions and force him to drink it.
Brilliant idea, Kurt. Let's take a look at his card.
Tezgaha nasıl bakacağız be? Arka tarafa mı geçeceğiz? Arka tarafa dolanalım o zaman. Açıl susam açıl. Gizlenelim hemen. Geber. Kankamı rahat bırak lan. Köpek. Geber. Var mı başka isteyen ha? Hadi şarlatanlar sizi. Ben anlamıştım zaten de. Neyse. Lütfen açın. Oha, kameraya ne oldu lan? Pardon. Üst katta bir oda kiralanan ittifakın garip simyası özellikle kaldığı süre boyunca oranın temizlenmemesi istedi. Bu yaşlı odada yanlışlar. Yani onu pisin içine bırakmıştı. Allah Allah. Peki bir şey diyeceğim. Biz iksir nasıl yapıyoruz? Yere at var sadece burada. Yere at. Yere at, yere at. Nine. Karakterler tüccarım simyacı. Öğretim masası. Simyacı. Göremiyorum. Maalesef simyacı göremiyorum. Çıkalım. Pezevengin foyasını ortaya çıkaracağız ha. Bir oyunu kaydedebilir miyim? Bayağıdır kaydetmiyorum çünkü.
Have you finally made up your mind?
Al
I
bakalım.
happen to have a vial of your medicine. Would you be willing to drink it in front of us to prove that there is no risk?
This bullying is trying my patience. I'm beginning to suspect that you might be working for a ride.
Yalnız yaptığımız da çok
You
saçma değil mi?
refuse to taste it.
You might have put something in it to cause me harm or further disgrace.
No, look. The vial is still sealed. It comes straight
Wow.
from the stock.
And you dare challenge me when you have just admitted to being a thief.
Come now. You can see for yourself that I'm gladly returning your vial, so that you might drink it in front of witnesses. This might help to dissipate my doubts, as well as those of these brave folk.
Yes, no, you don't have the right.
He got away. He
What's
can't have
that?
gone far.
Find him before his head ends up on a spike.
Think back to the note that we found.
Nereden
We
kaçtı
need
lan?
to take a look at the tavern. He won't leave the city without his belongings.
Nereye gitti abi ya? Aa, buradan geçemiyoruz. Zıplama tuşu yok değil mi bu oyunda? Aa, Şarlatan buraya gel. Üst katta mı lan pezevenk? Vallahi üst katta. Var mı burada merdiven falan ha? Şarlatan. Ha, yakaladı seni. Hadi bakalım. Hey yavrum hey. Ne oldu?
Julian, what are you doing in my room?
I'm not the only one that's found you. Have you seen the mob that's gathering in the street?
I'm neither deaf nor blind. By the spheres. Why didn't I leave the city while there was still time?
The Alliance ambassador is quite unsettled by your commerce, and he's the one who sent me.
Sahin. Him again. Ruining my career wasn't enough for him. He's the very reason I had to leave the Alliance. And here I am, playing the part of the potion maker. Me, who was once a respected member of the Academy of Al-Sad.
Artık saygın değilsin belli.
Why does Sahin bear you such hatred?
I wasn't fortunate enough to oppose certain great minds of the Academy. To criticize their methodology, I saw them inflicting torture on sick prisoners, making them drink the most vile poisons to find a remedy to the malachor they won't hesitate to kill. I could not keep my silence.
It is for an act of courage that you fell from grace and earned Sahin's hatred. Are you not ashamed to have poisoned those poor souls?
These potions are not harmful. That is to say that they don't contain any harmful ingredients.
But you could just as easily produce real healing potions. So why don't you?
You don't understand. I fled, but I haven't put a stop to my own research. This potion is an attempt to create in those who drink it a resistance.
O zaman niye içmedin?
So you manipulate people to use as experimental fodder? That is completely unethical.
I don't have a choice, but it does not harm them, I assure you.
Git.
If this potion were inoffensive, then why wouldn't you drink it when I offered it to you?
I ran tests on myself for such a long time that I ended up becoming intolerant to it. A small sip of this mixture provokes in me now a violent reaction. The mob would have been furious in any case, but a normal dose, I assure you, is without risk.
Dr. Sahin warned me that you were an imposter.
That doesn't surprise me coming from him. I was a master alchemist. I understand if you don't believe me after all that, but I have a number of documents to prove it. I would still be one if Sahin hadn't set up a chain of machinations to disgrace me.
Your methods don't seem so different than those of your colleagues.
I don't torture people. And this potion only has side effects in high doses.
Perhaps, but you are hurting innocents. I cannot let your
I
problems
know.
continue.
So, what are you going to do with me, my lady?
I'm sorry, but I don't trust you. I'm going to deliver you to Dr. Sahin.
My lady, I beg you to spare me.
I've heard enough. You are under arrest.
How unjust.
İlk köpek. Evet. Aa güzel. Bak görevi yaptığında seni direkt oraya ışınlayabiliyor. Mesela muhtemelen o depo görevi de bittiğinde benim ışınlaması gerekiyordu ve bug'a girdiği için ışınlayamadı.
Lady de Sade.
I tracked down your man near the Coin Guard barracks.
Finally. Did you capture him?
Let's just say that I put an end to his activities. His reputation in Serene is forever tarnished. Matters turned out a little more complicated than anticipated. He is hiding in a room in the Coin Guard Tavern.
Why didn't you have him arrested?
Angry citizens have gathered round the building. They have sworn to avenge themselves after discovering his fraud. I decided it better to avoid the mob. But if you wish to capture him alive, I advise you to hurry.
Governor Burren will be happy to learn that a legate with great assiduity will soon be
Günümüz
joining the
yaktı
island
ha.
of Tearfredi. Thank you for your help, Excellency, and allow me to offer you this modest present for your voyage.
Ver bakalım ne veriyorsun?
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
Oo seviye 3 olduk lan. Ondan seviye 3 olduk ha. Gençler, şarlatan görevini de hallettik. Seviyede 3 olduk. Valla. Tekeli silah artıralım biraz da. Tamam. Nitelik var mı peki? Yok. Aa seviye 4. Seviye 4'te gelecek. Acaba burada yapacağımız bir görevde seviye 4 olur muyuz? Aynı lan. Şuna da çeviklik istiyor işte ya. Af. Ön seziyi arttırıyor bu. Yok. Ay. Geç. Kıyafete bakalım. Geç. Tamam. Şimdiki görevimiz. Yan görevimiz tabii ki. Olmuyor. Evet. Evet sevgili YouTube. Acemi Naut'un kayboluşunu araştırmaya başlıyoruz. Bakalım Acemi Naut'a ne olmuş? Bir de şuradaki ne? Konstantin nerede olduğunu unut. Konstantin nerede? Okey. Buradan geçelim bakalım. Bu ne? Burada ne var? Konstantin nerede oldun bu da? Okey. Dur sonra bakarız ona. Şu an bir görevimiz var. Konstantin'e sonra bakarız. Acemi Naut'u araştırıyoruz önce. Şuradan içeri de alalım o zaman. Evet. Hey genç. O ne lan? Kaçakçının günlüğü bu. Okay.
Good day. Someone told me that you were a friend of Jonas, the young cabin boy who has gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Kadın
Yes.
lan bu.
Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Why? I haven't the faintest idea.
Güzel soru sordu ha. En iyi tahminini yap diye böyle.
What does Jonas do in his free time when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Düşmanları var mıydı?
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of
Arkadaş
trouble and
Jonas da
trouble.
ne kadar iyi bir
I
melekmiş
don't
resmen.
know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guess, but then nothing. Drink.
İçmeyin lan o zaman bu kadar. Hayvanlar. Arkadaşınız kayboldu sizinle.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader.
Yeterli bana. Bu lafın
Knows his
yeterli bana.
craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
Helal olsun valla. Kaptan Vasco. Ben güvendim zaten o herife ya.
Farewell.
Sevdim de herifi. Açıl, kapı açıl. Evet, şimdi şurada da bir eleman var. Onunla da konuşalım. Hadi bakalım.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been cried to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof, gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
Did Jonas seem troubled to you?
Maybe.
Do you know what was on his...
No.
Kaçıranlar
would
sonra.
anyone want to snatch a mere cabin?
How would I know? Jonas is a You think my story is nothing but myth?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy.
Yani.
Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
Hadi
Thank
şu
you, Laura.
tanığı bulup
I need to be
sorgulayalım.
going.
Strange story this is.
Something isn't right here. I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Evet, her şey garip. Garip durumu da düzeltmek bize düşüyor. Bu ne lan? Aşıkmış ya. Alalım bakalım. Evet, şuradaki elemana soralım. Aa, bu ne? Aa, para buldum lan orada. Şuş. Hey, barman. Hancıymış, pardon.
What is your pleasure?
Üçü hakkında.
I am looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who has been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A no, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my town.
Hanım mı?
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping in my establishment. You shouldn't jest. At least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
Şu Konstantin'de bir
I'm
soralım.
looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you
lan?
mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age? Hair down to his neck, light brown? Blue eyes? Quite the talker?
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the
Şerefsiz.
fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'll be obliged. If not, you'll need
Allah
to
Allah,
pay.
onların işini mi yapıyoruz? Param var ya, ödüm gitsin. Tamir mi edeyim? Tamam, dur
That's
ya.
not a small sum. I need to think about my options.
Oh, the father has forgotten to give his daughter her allowance, it would seem.
I need to be off.
Tamam. Dur bir ayarlayalım meseleleri, ben sana döneceğim. Anca. Doğru görevde miyiz hala? Evet. Sen ne güzel içiyorsun öyle.
Who are you? I don't
Ay,
reckon
bu da yakalanmış
it's you.
birisi.
Am I in your debt?
No, have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I'm here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy.
The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty.
And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapped.
Sarhoş doğruyu söylüyormuş.
They weren't particularly rough with him.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, my lady, you are in luck. It so happens
Helal
I
be.
know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Toleme embassy.
Thank you.
Eyvallah.
You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think
Ben
we can
güvendim
trust
ya.
What would he gain from lying?
him? I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Gel hacı. Ben güvendim herife, gel. Kendimize bir yol çizelim şimdi. Ondan geçit yok lan. Şuradan mı geçeceğiz? Ey anam ey, ne yanmış be. Bu ne?
I believe I've seen you at the palace. Are you one of the prince's
Yeah.
relatives?
Gel bakalım. Kaydet oyunu. Kaydedelim. İçeri bodoslama dalıyoruz ha.
My lady, I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Teşekkürler. Gidelim. İsimler fena değil. Ne yapıyorsun öyle durup acaba? Ha?
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lady de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
Gözler yeşil, gözler güzel.
He is not here.
Kocası anlıyor işte.
Perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We are looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me,
Oh.
but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We
Aa,
got our son back.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly,
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
these witnesses are all in agreement, and it is their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
aynen öyle.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
Hadi lan oradan.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their
Sallama
mothers.
be.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things.
Söz
It
konuşma.
seems that you have been protected from the
Ya yalanlarla dolanlarla.
constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will
Yalan
have
dolan.
no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must
Yok ya,
understand
nedeni
why.
nasıl anlayacağım
Until
ben?
the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact. It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Yok aga. Güvenmedim. Güvenmedim. Zerre güvenmedim. Diyorum lan. Zerre güvenmedim ya. Neyse Allah'tan kilitlemedi ya. Kilitleseydi wow diyecektim vallahi. Yeter lan. Çekilin. Ya canımız böyle şey dışındayken yükselse çok güzel olurdu da. Can yükselmiyor arkadaş. Ha dur.
Don't you worry now. You'll get your merchandise.
Aa bu şeymiş ya pardon. Koş koş koş koş koş. Bu kim lan? Neyse dur kalsın o.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without...
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters...
Thanks to your magic.
Our magic, yes. That only... As for your question, others are seed... It's how the guild...
Şimdi
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea gifted. His parents were required to give him up
Ah.
on the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
You haven't heard anything about my cousin. To be honest, we were hoping...
Did you say he was intending on my men's?
That isn't...
Let's go and find him.
Happy to be of some help.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sir de Corsilion is a veritable well of scientific knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
o zaman ona gidelim. Hop buradan bir sandık daha bulduk. Şimdi yukarıdan mı? Hey be.
I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any...
Gitmemiştir, gitmemiştir.
We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so.
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child due to some contract with the Nauts.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there's always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nauts. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son in an agreement signed between my uncle and the Nauts?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child.
and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nauts as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady
Katılıyor.
Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Haydi gidelim. Haydi gidelim. Haydi gidelim. Haydi gidelim. Evet. Evet sevgili YouTube. Jonas'ın nerede alıkonulduğunu çekil önümden. Jonas'ın nerede alıkonulduğunu bulmaya bir sonraki bölümde devam edeceğiz. Bir sonraki bölümde görüşmek üzere.